All right, Mr. and Mrs. Client. So, to me, there's usually three big questions that most couples I sit down with want to answer or want to have answered for them as it relates to life insurance. So the first question really is how much do I need? And the second question is what kind of life insurance should I get? And then the third question, of course, it's on everybody's mind, is am I getting a fair cost? So to address these three issues, would you mind if we just take a couple of minutes and I just sort of walk you through some ideas related to this so that you guys can decide what's the right amount of life insurance for the two of you? Does that sound like a good idea? Terrific. Okay, so there's a method that is called the dime method. Okay, and so we have you, the husband, and you, the wife. Okay, first off, it's important to understand that there's nothing that could replace you as a man, as a husband, as a father. No amount of money could do that. The purpose of life insurance is not to replace you as a man or as a husband or a father. The purpose of life insurance is one of the key hats, one of the roles that you play is that you provide income for your family. So the purpose of life insurance is to help replace that role that you play in the event that you're no longer with us, that you have an untimely event that occurs. Okay, so I like to ask a series of questions to help us to better understand what is the right amount for the two of you. So first off, Mr. Husband, if you were to pass away, would you want any of your credit cards, student loans, or auto loans, not including mortgages, any debts that you have, would you want them paid off in the event that something happened to you? Or would it be okay for your wife, the missus, to just keep on paying those bills? Okay, great. So you'd want those paid off, so that's a yes. Now for the wife, once again, no amount of money in the world could replace you as a wife, as a mother, as a human being. The purpose of life insurance, once again, is to provide an income to replace one of the roles that you play. Whether you earn income or not, you certainly provide a service to the family. You provide a resource that is going to need to be replaced. So if something were to happen to you, would you want all the debts, not mortgage, but all the credit cards and car loans and student loans paid off if something happened to you, or would it be okay for your husband just to keep handling those? Okay, and so you think that you'd want that as well. Okay, great. Now let's skip to the mortgage. Husband, would you like the mortgage paid off if something happened to you, or would you want your wife to just keep on making the monthly mortgage payments? Okay, so you'd like the mortgage paid off. Great. What about you, Mrs. Wife? Would you want the mortgage paid off, or with his job would it be okay? Okay, so you'd like it paid off as well. Okay. Now what about the kids' college education? God forbid something happened to you. Would you want 100% of the kids' college education completely funded? Would you want 50% of it funded? Would you want 2 years of junior college and 2 years of a state university? It's not a matter of right or wrong. What's your preference? Okay, so you would like 50% of the kids' college paid for? And then Mrs. Wife, what about you? If something were to happen to you, would you want your husband? Oh, you'd want 50% as well? Okay, terrific. Now, just out of curiosity, I know we can't always predict these things 100%, but is there a certain type of school you guys would like to see the kids go to? Is there an alma mater, a school that either one of you are an alumni of? Is there a state school that you guys like, or some other school? Okay, so one of the Cal State schools, like a Cal Poly Pomona, would work. Okay, I'm going to make a note of that so that when we factor this in, we'll use the costs, not just today, but the cost in the future of when your kids will actually be going there. Is it fair to assume that you want half of the education costs covered for each one of your 3 children? Okay, good. So for all 3 of them. Excellent. Now, Mr. Husband, let me get back. If the credit cards were paid off, the student loans were paid off, and the car loans were paid off, the mortgage was paid off, and you felt comfortable with how much of the kids' college education was taken care of for the future, is there an amount of income that you would want your wife to receive in your absence, either till the kids are out of the nest or until retirement? $1,500, $2,500, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month. In addition to these expenses paying off, obviously there's other bills that go on a monthly basis. Okay, so what you're suggesting is you would like an additional $3,500 a month to go to your wife in the event that something happened to you, in addition to having the debts paid off, the mortgage, and the kids' college education. Excellent. And if something happened to you, miss, is there an amount you think he would be fine? Okay, so he would be fine. He wouldn't need any additional income if these bills were taken care of. Excellent. I appreciate that. What I'm going to do now is I'll take this back to the office, and using your numbers, what I can help you to determine is the right amount of life insurance for the two of you to have to protect the things that are most important to you. Does that make sense? Terrific.